We, now we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, ahoy. Welcome back to another edition of the Pirate National Committee live stream. This is our open meeting, open to the public. Uh, my name is Jolly Mitch, captain of the United States Pirate Party, Illinois Pirate Party, the Chicagoland Pirate Party, and as always, friend of the show. Uh, I will go around and call for IDs in the alphabetical order in which we have our attendees. PNC members will go first. May our reps from Arizona introduce themselves.
Blaze Henry, captain of the Arizona Pirate Party and vice captain of the United States Pirate Party.
Eva Cruiser, web director of the Arizona Pirate Party.
Excellent, thank you. Florida.
Wanda Ward, Florida Pirate Party, and U.S. Pirate Party Swarm Care Manager.
I'm David Cole. I'm the co-chair of Florida Pirate Party.
Thank you. None from Illinois, none from Indiana. Maryland.
Hello.
Oh, Indiana
just got here.
Oh, Indiana did just get here. Apologies. Indiana, go ahead.
Ashley Melody, interim rep for the Indiana Pirates.
Thank you. Maryland.
Joel Lightfoot, Maryland Pirate Captain, and U.S. Pirate Party Auditor.
Thank you. Massachusetts.
Joseph Onarowski, lookout, and temporary Massachusetts rep, I guess. I'm not sure.
Even if just for today, we're glad to have you. Ohio.
Mars Bale, Ohio Pirate Party, and National Webmaster.
Thank you. And I believe in turn, did I get all the PNC member states from quick scan? I believe so.
California here.
I was getting PNC member states, Darren. You guys were dropped to observer status. However, I will be getting you guys shortly. We will in fact go to the observer states. The alphabetical order, I will ask the reps from Alabama to introduce themselves. Thank you, Lily. California.
Darren McKeeman, treasurer, California Pirate Party.
Thank you. I believe the next observer state I see here would be Maine.
Elliot Smith, observer for Pirate Party in Maine.
Thank you. North Carolina.
Hello, I'm James Wynn, observer from the North Carolina Pirate Party.
Thank you. And in terms of those in attendance today, I believe I've hit every state. And if I haven't, you may speak up, but I believe that's everybody. I think we are good to go. So in that case, thank you everyone for your IDs. I will briefly ask, is there any updates from states, committees, or candidates? Blaze, go ahead.
Okay, we got a lot done this week. First, I'll go over what we talked about at the meeting, at the Arizona Pirate Party meeting. We talked about outreach and committee updates first, as always, and some outreach in there, but we mostly talked about at the emergency protest that happened on the previous Tuesday that Mikia and Maggie were able to attend. We got a lot of good information and some good contacts. One with PSL, which we're gonna monitor on what we do there. We then immediately went to adopt the new bylaws change from the USPP that changed their election policy to incorporate more accessibility that we talked about last week. So we voted to approve that. So that's good. Then we moved on to discussing about the political ad for AZPP. We've been talking about more. We talked about having an ad again. I brought up an old script that I wanted to do for an ad idea that developed into a convo about the morality and legality of those who steal just to eat. Do we condone it? Try to understand it. Those who don't get tried as harshly. It derailed into a conversation about that. These are just a bunch of my notes. So, we even talked about solutions to that. We agreed on two things. One, we unofficially established a no comment position on AI in general. We talked about AI being a potential solution and how that can be an issue for party growth. So we decided to have a no comment on that until further notice. Secondly, we are starting to make to this coming Wednesday meeting, which is going to be our in-person meeting, our next in-person meeting, is that we're going to establish or write up a new proposal to our platform about banning cash bails as a part of our platform. Maggie and Mikia also suggested a singing ad idea. Mikia can get into more details about the idea. I only have some ideas on the idea of it. Anyway, we moved on from that and talked about the merch store again. We are getting very, very close to finally having that merch store ready. The site itself is ready to go. We're just waiting on the merch being ready. Maggie, who's in charge of the t-shirts, says by next Sunday the t-shirts will be ready to go and for production, and by then we'll have our merch store ready. So that's good on that. Then we talked about a game night idea about basically to help fundraise is to start hosting live streams of games we like, such as Minecraft, AC4, and a bunch of other things I don't have in my mind right now, but we have a list of them that we labeled and put on, and we've decided to, I don't know if we're going to do it weekly, but we're going to have it at least bi-weekly or something of that nature. We're going to have a consistent schedule of live streams over a certain span, and we're going to rotate games we like and live stream them that way to hopefully fundraise. That said, next is IT committee. We finally got around to, which was yesterday, we got established for 12 months, we bought our first VPS, a virtual private server, for the better communication, security, and privacy, that we can host alternate Discord chat and content management system and a bunch of other ideas that we plan on using for VPS so that we don't have to completely rely on third-party elements that might sacrifice our privacy. Mikia, that's pretty much it for IT committee. We're working on trying to coordinate on how to get the VPS working and everything. Some in the IT community are working heavily on that. We're just trying to communicate and coordinate on that. So, yeah, that's pretty much on.
It's running. I'm just securing it.
Okay. So long as it's running, that's great. That's awesome then. So that's pretty much everything we got for Arizona. It's a mouthful.
Well, thank you for the update, Blaze. And when I watch this back tonight or tomorrow night, when I type up the in case you missed it, I'll be sure to keep rewinding so I catch every bit in detail. Thank you. It's much
You're welcome.
appreciated. No, genuinely, I would rather have a bunch of stuff that I had to make sure I caught everything versus no updates. Next thing, next course of action. This is good. Everything is good. So thank you, Blaze. Thank you, all my Arizona Pirates. You guys are the best in the West. Joe, go ahead.
So, unfortunately, I have little news to report. I did try and get in touch with V because I thought she was the contact for Texas. I'm hoping somebody can pass me Frank's information. So, I guess he's the person to get in touch with Texas. That being said, Darren, I would still like to connect with you and see about getting you back into proper status. And the other thing is, I did not today. This week got a little bit away from me, so I wasn't able to return and get in touch with Jamie in order to get everything set up for the states. But I'll try and get to Jamie this week, earlier on in the week, so that way we can have all the states actually being able to post to the calendar and post to the blog. So.
Right on. Thank you, Joe. And then yeah, like we said, V, he might be out doing things for his education, so he's probably out of Texas. And if that's the case, Frank would be the best contact. And I'm sure we probably have that. I know we have ways to contact Frank, so by all means we'll try to get you that contact info, see what's going on, because Texas is currently on probationary status, if I'm not mistaken. And it is August. Was it August 2nd or August 9th? Did we say was going to be the? Thank you, Wanda. In August is when we were going to vote on their status. So for what it's worth, if we can get a representative from Texas back in the fold by then, perhaps we can rectify Texas status. But I also think that there's maybe problems with their website beyond just attendance. So maybe not, but we got to have a rep to work on that if we want to work on anything. So thank you. Want to go ahead?
I was going to ask what the date was on that, but Lily just answered my question before I could ask it.
Thank you, Lily. From platform. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get to the computer screen. I try not to. Hello. From platform. Platform did not meet last week. No updates from Young Pirates. Did not meet last week. No updates. I'll take no updates, I guess, as well. Thank you. Right on. Is there anything else? Am I can you guys see me? Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, we see you. Well, now we don't. Now we do.
Let me disconnect from my Wi-Fi, see if that does anything for me. But in the meantime, Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, so we were planning a meeting for Maryland Pirates, an in-person meeting. We had about 5 people who were supposed to attend. We had to cancel, unfortunately. But it's great to hear that I've got about 5 people that are ready to meet. And hopefully we'll get this back on the books really fast.
Well, right on. It's at least you had it planned, and even if those things don't fall through the way you want them to, at least you planned it out and you tried. So props for trying. Right on. Thank you. And then Wanda, go ahead.
All right. So first, an update from the Florida Pirate Party. Our next meeting will be Saturday, August 1st. We'll be considering the ratification of the PNC bylaws amendment that passed either a meeting or 2 ago, I think. In some news that's not necessarily Florida Pirate Party related, but is Florida related, I did go canvassing with some folks from Pensacola DSA for a Medicaid expansion amendment. That's all I have.
That's right on. It's cool they get to go canvassing. That's awesome, genuinely. So, very good stuff. Thank you for the update, Wanda. Is there anything else from any committee, states, candidates, anything? I'm hearing none.
Actually, I was going to say in Maryland, we did reach out to a pirate themed event to ask for a table, and we were turned down because they don't want they want to shy away from political partying, but We're still planning to go to the event with some trifolds, hand out some information, and that'll be in September.
Right on. Thank you, Joel. You know what? We've tried the same thing in Illinois, and we've been turned down for the same thing. Like, oh, we're not trying to do politics, and I respect it. Not all pirates are trying to be political. Just so happens we are. So, thank you, Joel. Was there anything else from anybody else? I'm hearing nothing. Just wanted to give a quick update.
Sorry
Joe,
to
go
interrupt
ahead.
you, Mitch, but Mike Viloff, if I'm saying that right, Ohio congressional candidate, is in our chat. So if you wouldn't mind popping in there, Mitch.
You said we have a congressional candidate in the chat.
From Ohio.
Oh, of course it is. It's Doc. What's up, Doc? By all means, what ahoy. Doc, good to see you. No, yes, Doc is a friend of the show, much like I am. And Doc is running for Ohio congressional district. We never did. We have not gone about the endorsement process for you, Doc. But we did go about the endorsement process the other day or I'm sorry, no, we haven't. We will be going about the endorsement process next week for candidate in Tennessee, Jacob Anders. So, Doc, just heads up, if you did want our endorsement, you're free to join us on Talk to Plank. You're free to come to a meeting and seek it. But in the meantime, just welcome. Thank you for joining us, period. Wanda, go ahead.
Fuck. I was gonna say I do believe he tried to come to a meeting like a month or two back and was having some technical difficulties, but I believe he was seeking our endorsement at the time.
Well, I'll tell you what, Doc. I will get in touch. We'll have you on Talk to Plank, and we can talk about scheduling you for another meeting. Try to get you back on for an endorsement. Because why not? The more the merrier. If you align with pirate values and you're looking for a little pirate assistance, we're always looking to support the right person for the job. Joe, go ahead.
I mean, this is an open meeting, correct? Why don't we just pull him right in right now?
This is an open meeting, so I mean, if that's
second or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, by all means. In the comment section, he says just chilling. But Doc, if you did want to join us, the link is in our Discord announcement
I'll
page.
DM him the link real quick.
Yeah, by all means, if you wish to join us, we can knock that out. That said, though, I wanted to just speak really quick about updates from Illinois. Rowan is going to be unable to be the rep for, I believe, the next few meetings. So I'm going to have to reach back out to Renee and see if she can return to doing that task. But past that, I launched the Midlothian Pirate Party Facebook page just as an attempt to get people in the neighborhood aware that I'm going to be running for the village board of trustees. Already got a few people commenting on it, a few people who are clearly in the fold and try to keep their finger on the pulse of the election have already, started asking me questions. I'm trying not to ruffle feathers where I don't need to ruffle feathers. So like I created a thrown together logo with the village crest, and someone pointed out that I couldn't use the village crest without express written permission. And I believe in fair use, not thieving. So I just changed the logo to something else. But otherwise, it is happening. I think come August, I really want to like kick it into high gear and say like I'm running for office and this is what I plan on doing because come September I can collect signatures. But otherwise that's really the update for that one is I launched the Facebook page and gotten the neighborhood knowing about the candidacy. But otherwise, welcome Doc. Doc, if you want to introduce yourself, good to see you come in.
Hi, y'all. Michael Beloff from Galion, Ohio. I'm running against Bob Lotta for Congressional District 5 in Ohio. He's been in office since 2007. His father was in the same office in the 5th Congressional District before him for 30 years. So this has been a nepotism seat for the last 50 years at least. I don't know who was before his father, but it's a important seat here in Ohio. He's been unchallenged for so long, but he's in trouble this year. He's hooked his fate to the Trump train here in Ohio, and it's not going so well for Trumpers here in Ohio right now. So I'm already a Libertarian Party candidate. That's where I got my ballot access from. My policies are basically working on bail reform. I spent 3 days in jail myself on a political jail action from my opponent. I can't prove it, but the circumstantial evidence points to him. Guns for Thoughts. Guns for Thoughts is for victims of domestic violence or anybody who feels vulnerable to violence. Take guns that have been claimed in buybacks or taken that aren't stolen, but taken in like police confiscations, be distributed to vulnerable people with sufficient training that they can use them. And the other thing is, I want to move the contents of Fort Knox to my basement. I have a little shelf picked out for it, and if my campaign manager ever gets a video up, you'll get to see it. But yeah, I've got a perfect space, and it's very secure. I'm sure it will hold all the gold that's left in Fort Knox. So that's the bulk of my campaign platform.
Best campaign I've heard in a while.
Yeah, hell yeah, right on. Thank you. That rocks. And endorsement or not, I'm rooting for you personally. So thank you. That said, is there anything else? Was there any other comments, concerns? If not, I will. Joe, go ahead.
Sorry, I always got something to say.
You are the best. It's okay.
Doc, I take it that our Jolly Mitch trusts and supports you.
I have no reason not to. I will obviously state I'm not of the great state of Ohio. I'm from the great state of Illinois, the greatest region of Chicagoland. However, I will state that on the basis of personality and campaign promise, I am rooting for Doc. If it is an endorsement that he is seeking, that is the decision of you all, my members of the PNC, and even our guests may have an input on the matter, but the vote ultimately comes down to you all.
All right, then I will leave it to about one more question. Something that Vermin Supreme said that absolutely made me a supporter of Vermin Supreme. And what he said was...
must be stopped. He must be stopped. I mean, I know they say he's a tyrant we can trust, but trust me on this. The fate of the universe depends on us. Stop. Is that Vermin?
Well, he did say that he wants to take away our guns to give us better guns. How do you feel about that comment?
Well, I kind of like the guns I have. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind having better guns as well, but don't take away the guns I have because I rather like them. I've got this. Let me put it on camera if I'm allowed to. This is an antique Stevens side-by-side double trigger restored 12 gauge shotgun. Okay, this is a showpiece for our lodge. Vermin may take away. Well, I can't think of any guns I would surrender to him, but I would appreciate better guns though. So
Well, I'd have to say that Better Guns has my vote.
Thank you, Joe and Doc, for making that exchange possible. It's much appreciated. Chiol, go ahead.
So, Doc, how much of the gold from Fort Knox will actually fit in your basement, and do you need assistance in storing any extras?
Well, I mean, I don't really believe there's that much gold left that hasn't already been claimed. I don't know. I picked out a little.
I didn't say claimed.
Okay, well, yeah, we could take it back. We're pirates, so yeah. I mean, if you want to join the Doc Agnew repatriate Fort Knox gold movement with me, if you have room in your basement, it's better off decentralized anyway instead of one centralized location, really. Because I've got a spot in my basement, you got a spot in your basement.
And now I've got a state religion.
You got a what?
More gold for me, that's the state religion.
Well, I mean, we got it all in one place. That's like a heavy target, right? So if we just like put some of it in all of our basements, it would be hard to round it all up, wouldn't it?
That works for me.
But I have a space carved out for my campaign manager took a video of me going down to the basement, and all I want, it's probably about 12 inches tall by 14 inches deep by about 24 inches wide shelf in a deep corner of my basement where nobody will get to it without getting past my Stevens. And they won't even know it's there because I'm not going to have like a sign on my front yard. I've got some Fort Knox gold in here, so they won't even know it's there.
I'm so glad we made quorum. Wanda, go ahead.
As much as I'm loving this interaction, this can't go on forever. So, motion to endorse.
Second.
This rocks. Yeah, sure. There is a motion on the table and a second to endorse. Is there any further questions, comments, concerns for Doc? Anything?
I will answer any question you have still remaining.
Mars, go ahead.
Semi-serious question. What exactly are your plans on bail reform?
Well, bail reform, basically for any nonviolent misdemeanor, it should be cashless bail. I mean, if you're not a violent criminal, you shouldn't have to plea out just to get into prison to get out. I spent 3 days in a county jail. I will tell you, the conditions are horrendous. Most people will take a plea just to get out of there so they can go to prison. And
Jesus.
Go ahead.
No, I was just commenting because that's awful. That's terrible.
Yeah, I mean there are people who are in there on minor drug charges that will just take any plea to get out of the county jail. You get this is the truth. The story of the spork. They give you one spork in the county jail. And if you lose it and don't have money on your commissary, you have to eat your food with your fingers because they will only give you one spork, at least in the local county jail. Don't lose your spork. That's if you go to county jail, don't lose your spork, at least around here. The conditions were horrendous. I was in a pod unit with 18, well, counting me, we were 18 men, most of us lying on mats on the floor. In my health, I'm surprised I survived it. I've got COPD and a bunch of other health conditions, but the conditions are horrendous, and they do that on purpose because they know that the conditions are so bad that people will accept any plea just to be sent to a prison, which is much better housing. We force nonviolent criminals into a situation where they will surrender their rights just to elevate their station, and that's something that I'm passionate about.
Right on. Well, first of all, that don't we have protections against cruel and unusual punishment? Like that's horrendous.
Well, yeah, supposedly we do. Yeah,
yeah, allegedly.
we've also got a 14th Amendment that allows us to enslave our prisoners too. So
it's very true. Joe, go ahead.
Further on that line, how would you feel about violent criminals? Would you also get rid of that cashless bail? Just get rid of it so that they would have to serve in there if they are actually violent or a danger to society?
If they are a danger to society, yes, they have to serve their time. I think it should be as uncruel as possible, but if they can't be rehabilitated, and let's face it, some people just can't be rehabilitated to fit into society. But every effort should be made towards rehabilitation, and only the most violent of criminals should really be put away for good. I'm against the death penalty. Our governor here in Ohio just came out against the death penalty, so we may be losing our death penalty here in Ohio, which is a good thing for us. We've been one of the top death penalty states, but there are people who are violent, and letting them loose on the general population, if they haven't been rehabilitated or capable of being rehabilitated, making them a menace to society. Wasn't that a rap album? Menace to Society. Was that rap? God, I'm old. Anyway, as far as violent bail, it should be commensurate with the violence of the activity. If it's just like damaging property, yeah, set a nominal bail rate that covers the damage to the property. If it's violence against an individual, I don't even know if bail should really be allowed, because I'm in a situation right now where my closest friend, his ex-girlfriend, was beat up by her current boyfriend and beat up badly, dragged through an alley, headbutted, and he had a fixation on my closest friend, and his ex-girlfriend came to his house, and this guy tried to beat down the door. That guy should not be allowed bail. He was taking, he broke down a back gate. He broke the doorknob off a back door. He was throwing things at the windows. Those are not people that I would feel comfortable allowing bail.
Right on. Thank you, Doc. Is there any other questions for Doc? Anyone have anything to add?
One more. How do you feel about flock cameras?
How I feel about flock cameras is that it's an income source for our local tweakers, because there's 3 grams of gold in there and 5 pounds of copper, and they will figure out a way to harvest it. So put up as many as you want. I mean, I'm not endorsing tweakers or meth, but those damn blue-collar tweakers are running this whole town. And if we didn't have the tweakers, nothing would run anyway. But yeah, I think with flock cameras, yeah, put them up. Here in Ohio, they're not lasting very long, so I don't see where there's a profit potential in them. But as far as harvesting them, I'm all for that.
Finally, Tweaker writes. Thank you. Is there anything else? Any other questions? Any other candidate inquiries? Do any of our observer states have any questions? I do leave the floor open to you guys if you are the observer states, the non-voting members. Do you guys have anything you want to add, ask, anything?
I believe there are crimes so severe that they do warrant the death penalty.
I believe there may be, but I don't believe that is the province of the state. I believe that is the province of the victim. And the death penalty should be decided by the victims, not by the state itself. If the victims, like in some cases, victims have been against an execution of somebody who murdered a family member, in that case, I don't believe it should move forward. I don't think it's the state's position to decide whether somebody lives or dies.
That's an interesting take.
I will say that that's also a position that I kind of hold myself, only in the sense that is it really the state's position to decide if someone should live or die? Is the state the all powerful entity that can decide whether or not you've been, you should be stripped of your life? It's one of those things that I personally am not for the death penalty in any case. However, I can get any argument. I can hear out any argument, but me personally, and I will extend that to say that I believe that life imprisonment is just death by incarceration, death by enclosure. So that's one of those things that I'm also against. But well, we can move on from that point. Wanda, go ahead.
Life imprisonment is actually cheaper than our appeal system for the death penalty. So if you're going to apply the death penalty, why not make it for life instead of like a legal drawn out process where it costs the taxpayers multiple times what it costs to imprison somebody for life without the possibility of their redemption. Because at some point, the state may decide, hey, this person is not a danger to anybody anymore. And in that case, they should be released. Nobody should have to die in prison.
That I can get behind, Doc. Thank you. And not this is relevant to the subject, but we don't exile people anymore. I'm not advocating for that either. That's just a statement I'm thinking. It just crossed my mind. But Wanda, go ahead.
Can we call the question?
Let me get Mars's hand, and then I'm gonna say yes. Mars, was there?
I mean, just on that position, I feel like there should be some exception. For example, crimes against children. Someone will still be a danger when they're geriatric and, barely functioning. There's still going to be a danger against children. I mean, people like that generally don't change.
Is that for the state to determine or
Oh,
train
no.
psychologists?
Of course not. But I don't think if the child has to testify and approves that sentence, for example, I don't say this without any context.
The
I
child
was a
should
child.
be able to say, I want that person dead, in my opinion. Because
Yeah, I mean, I was a child who testified against something like that. I mean, and I perfectly approve this person's life sentence.
Well, like I said, I think the burden of the death penalty falls on the victims and their families. If they seek the death, if the family or the victim seeks the death penalty in a case like that, that's where I would see the state being approved to apply it on behalf of the victims, but not on behalf of their own interests. The state should not be the arbiter of that decision.
Okay, so what you're saying is if it is deemed necessary by the victim and family, then it is okay, but not if the state just decides it.
Yes, I'm against state violence in all forms.
Okay.
Right on. Thank you to the two of you. You know what, that I like you guys talking, especially if not for no other reason, just that you're both the Ohioans in the room. So just I don't know, that feels productive more than perhaps other conversations. Not that any conversation isn't productive. I just like to see like an Ohio, candidate talking to the Ohio person. But that said, the question has been called. Based on my count of the 9 PNC voting members that we have, we are currently missing Pennsylvania, Illinois. Who's the other? Who's in Texas? Which means everyone else is present. So I will go down the line in alphabetical order. Makia, since Blaze is gone, it will be you as the voting member for Arizona. So I currently ask on the vote of endorsing Doc Agnew, specifically, is it Mike Veloff? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, it's Veloff. It's Macedonian. We don't have a hard E.
Well, Mike Velov is the candidate for Ohio Congressional District 5, currently seeking the Pirate Party's endorsement. The vote has been called, and this is currently what we are voting on. A yay to endorse, a nay to not endorse, and an abstention is an abstention. If we do fall to a tie, then there will be no majority and the vote will fail. Although I would say the only reason, well, I guess there's 6 people. Regardless, let's just get the vote. Arizona. Arizona, Makia. You'll be voting for Arizona today. Did you want to? Did you want me to get back to you? Did you want to abstain? How did you want to place your vote today?
Abstain.
All right, there's an abstention from Arizona. Florida.
Aye.
It's an aye from Florida. Next up would be Indiana.
That'll be an aye from Indiana.
That is 2 ayes, 1 abstention. Maryland.
Aye.
No, I'm sorry. I skipped. No, we're good. That is, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm a little thrown off just because the I was holding up 3 fingers. Thank you, Maryland. Massachusetts.
Aye.
Thank you. Ohio.
Aye.
And with that, I believe that is 5 ayes and no noes, 1 abstention. And with that, by the power invested in me as captain of the United States Pirate Party, off a whim, Mike Velov, you have been endorsed by the United States Pirate Party, which means this cycle we have endorsed Green candidates, we have endorsed Libertarian candidates, we have endorsed Independent candidates, and we've endorsed Pirate candidates. We are on a roll. We're rocking, Mike. Welcome to the team. Thank you for asking, and you've received our endorsement.
Thank you for your support.
Right on. No, I'm looking forward to moving all the gold to your basement. Any hand you need with that, you just let me know. Right on. Well, the endorsement has gone through, so we can move on to the next piece of business. Is there any business we want to jump into from this point? Wanda, go ahead.
I would like to ask Lily, do we have anything remaining on the agenda?
There's nothing there.
Motion to adjourn.
Ty,
Second.
Ty, any objections? Unless we're calling for the vote on that. I'm hearing none. I heard
No
none.
objection.
No objection. Therefore, we will call that meeting there. So, folks, at 8:50, the open meeting of July 19th, 2026 has come to an end. Thank you to everyone who joined us. Thank you to Mike Velov for joining us and getting the endorsement. That's way more than I thought we'd get done today, so that rocks. Next week, we will be having another congressional candidate, Jacob Andrews, seeking our endorsement as well. Doc, if you'd like to join us for Talk the Plank at some point, we can schedule you on and get you on an episode, let you pitch your campaign, do it, all that jazz that you'd like to do if you'd like to do it. That offer will be on the table. Next week, there's a new Through the Spyglass that will be posted to our website. That one is focused on disability, government transparency, a little of this, a little of that. I'm looking forward to having that one posted. Other than that, I don't believe I have any other updates to rock with. Therefore, I'm going to end with this. Lily. Fine. Don't ignore me. Wanda.
Yes.
Lily, you lost it. Wanda, do you know why I love this party?
Why do you love this party?
I love this party because we believe the United States should be a good neighbor. We believe in cool, clean water, like Hank said.
Hell yeah.
And we believe that if purchasing isn't ownership, well, then piracy isn't theft. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week with Jacob Anders and the rest of the pirate crew. Vote pirate, and victory is ours. Have a good night. All right, Joe, by all means, that live stream can end whenever you're ready, but we're done.